Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Endwalker. Today we're going to be getting back to the main scenario quest line because the 6.4 patch has just come out. Literally the servers came back up 10 minutes ago. So, now in the last time we did the main scenario quests, we ended up fighting Kanyatso and Rubicante, but the Alzadal undersea ruins, including our Void Gate, have been destroyed. So we need to find a new way of getting to the 13th. And we have been told, essentially, that Gulbez wants to invade the source and in order to regain their mortality, so that they are no longer kind of perpetually being resurrected constantly on the 13th. So, we are going to get back to that. But before we get started on the actual main scenario quest, there is a quest line that I wanted to work on that we did a little bit before, where we got kind of backstories on Barbaricia and Scarmiglione. So that quest line has been extended. And that is with our little void scent eyeball things here. We're going to run through this first, and then we will get started on MSQ. Just kind of serve as a bit of a refresher on where we're at. We'll see. Alright, Radiant Scouts. Or cast and roll. If it isn't Mr. Sayame. Since last we spoke, I have continued keeping an eye on the void scent. While the creatures have given me no reason to believe they pose a danger, the rest of them remain at large. My fellows and I have yet to come by any eyewitness information, but their forms being what they are, they can't have gotten far. Of course, it would make our search easier if they were likewise drawn to Raz.Han. My other selves have been telling me about their adventures. Truly, your world is a fascinating place. There's nothing like exploring a new city. You've seen a lot of this world, have you not? I wish to do the same and travel to all sorts of places. Once I have found the rest of me, that is, it would be unthinkable to leave even a sliver of myself out of the experience. This sensation, could it be? Yes, I feel them, the rest of myself. They're very close now. There's 4 of them, unless I'm mistaken. They're somewhere in the city. Please find them for me that I might be whole again. As before, by way of payment, they will tell you about the powerful void scent and their pasts. Now, the nearest appears to be this way. Perhaps that's a good place to start. Alright then. The rest of its fellows have appeared in the city. Then you had best track them down. Judging by the direction, I expect the nearest one is in Dharma. I leave the creatures in your capable hands. Very well, then. Let's see. Where are we at? All over the place. Okay. It said Dharma, so I guess we'll start there. Let's see if we can find them. Well, hopefully it's pretty straightforward. Pretty much, right there. You've been looking for me, you say? Sorry for the trouble. I found a place with beautiful water and thought I'd have a rollick, but it ended up being washed away. I tried to get back upstream, swimming against the flow, and I had managed to come this far when you appeared. After all that effort, I'd like nothing more than reunite with my other selves, but if you've been promised a tail, then you shall have one. Am I sitting there fishing? Nothing but small fry. See that mortal there? He fished me up, but promptly released me while calling me a hideous slug. I don't know what that was about, but it worked out well enough. To be out in the open sea to catch something big. Until I can afford a halfway decent rod, I'll just have to put up with this tired old fishing hole. Ugh. I know the feeling well, the desire to chase after big fish. I used to be a fisherman too, you see, together with my brother. But the Contra Memoria wreaked havoc on the ocean's ether, and nary any of fish remained to be caught. Each morning we would wake up not knowing whether we'd have food to fill our bellies. I'm guessing that's Kanyotsu. On a day like so many before, we were waiting in vain for a bite. My brother's face was fixed in a grimace, and I assumed he was cursing the war in his mind. But it turned out he was thinking about something else altogether. And when he finally spoke, the frustration was plain in his voice. Even if there were fish to catch, is this how I'm going to live out my days? Sitting endlessly with a pole in hand? It's like dying a slow death, and I can't take it anymore. More so than our privation, it was the mundane, unchanging nature of our lives that bothered him. The next instant he blurted out, "That's it. If there's a war, I'm going to fight too. That way I won't be bored, at least." And just like that, he threw aside his rod and set off, right into the thick of the conflict. Damn it. It's over. A memoriat of darkness and a memoriat of light. Who the hells are you? Bare-fisted against a great sword. Ballsy. Whoever you are, I'm in your debt. Having exhausted my powers, I was all but defeated. Now none remain to oppose me here. Perhaps you consider serving me. You would be well rewarded, of course. I could grant you riches, castles. Probably not what he's interested in. Nope. What's the meaning of this? Weren't you a friend? Friend? I'm just after some excitement, so come on, give it to me. Now he's barefisted against a spear. Seems it didn't go so well. There you are. Thank heavens. What were you thinking, taking on memoriats with your bare fists? However strong you may be, you're lucky to be alive. Alive. Yes, I've never felt so alive. Where are you going? No more chasing small fry for me. From now on, I'm going to live with the thrill of battle. I'll seek out those stronger than me, and I'll give them all a taste of my fist. Never have I felt so alive as I did, risking life and limb, he said as he strode away, never to return. Sometime afterward, a rumor reached me of a fearsome warrior. The man would arrive unannounced on the battlefield, trounce anyone and everyone indiscriminately before disappearing again. Kanyatso, he was called, and cursed for a feral dog. That was enough for me to know that my brother still lived. It was only when I became a voice that I came to understand my brother, to understand the emptiness he felt in his mundane life. It inspired me to want to break free of my own unchanging existence and instilled in me a longing for this world. And for all his quirks, he was a good and kind brother, always looking out for me and helping me with my fishing. Like everyone, he must have turned into a void scent. If he had the chance to come here, I believe he would have found a purpose in life, a proper one. Thanks to you, I could relive those old memories, and with that, I had best go enjoy my other selves. Be seeing you. Well, we did meet him, and, yeah, we got bad news for you. Alright, let's go, take a look at the other ones. Let me just go find it, and I'll be back. Well, that was relatively quick. There it is. The rest of me are here too. What a relief. I was taking in the sights in a village nearby when I realized I had become separated. I'm glad I decided to follow the clamor and head to this city. There are so many mortals here, so many beautiful buildings. Father, what is this building? This, my boy, is the resting place of the great Alzadal. Centuries ago, he journeyed here from the mainland and helped to end the war between the Matanga tribes, an act which laid the foundation for the nation of Razdathan. Well, it's thanks to him that we all get along. Ah, a tomb, a place for mortals to remember their dead. It calls to mind people from my own past. My mother, who died in the Contra Memoria, and the ones who laid her to rest. Long, long ago, there lived two powerful mages. It was said that none could match their might, yet they nevertheless continued to hone their skills at their training ground atop a peak called Mount Ordeals. One day, fell fiends began attacking villages unprovoked. Upon hearing the grim tidings, the mages came to a resolution. Through years of training, we have mastered our flames. 'Tis time for us to employ them for the salvation of the world. Yeah, this is Rubicante. So it was that the pair descended the mountain and set about vanquishing the fiends. Just that one left. Leave it to me. No, don't. Please don't hurt her. Don't hurt my mother. Ah, she must have transformed. Your mother? Please save her, I beg you. I do. It seems I have no choice. she's turned into a crystal. So he's Memoriat. I said that I would save the world, but I couldn't save even a single life. My flames were meant to be like the sun. They were meant to protect, to keep warm and light the way, and yet... In his great fury at his failings, the mage's face turned red as a ruby. Thus did the girl choose to call him Rubicante. The mage returned to his mountain, where he buried his comrade. Upon the gravestone he etched the words of admonishment. He etched words of admonishment and continued his training alone. One day, when visiting his comrade's grave, he found that familiar crystal he had been left there. Its presence lifted a great weight off his chest. Without words, it told him that that girl was grateful for what he did. That day, he regained something he had lost, and descending the mountain once more, he embarked upon a journey, determined to use his powers for good. As sad as it is to lose a precious life, it's sadder still, I think, to lose one's purpose. Mount Ordeals had been swallowed up by darkness, and his comrade's grave with it. Wherever Rubicante may be, I like to believe that the little girl still remains in his heart. Well, it's past time I rejoined the others. It was nice talking to you, mortal. Alright then. Let's see. Let me go find the other one, and I'll be back. Alright, found it. What business does a mortal have with me? Well, we're looking for you. The rest of me are safe? Thank goodness. It was worth risking myself to let the others escape. No sooner had we arrived in this world than we were attacked by fearsome creatures of stone. I drew their attention, and after scrambling hither and yon, managed to get myself to safety. To so jealously guard treasure, you mortals must truly be fond of it. Oh, there's another place for storing it right here. They say it's mountain after mountain of treasure in there. We just need to find the coffers that act as portals. And then survive the guardians and deadly fiends. I don't like our chances with just the three of us. Less of us means bigger share for each. Shirazade. Exactly. Besides, what's an adventure with a little danger? I'm not really sure about this. To willingly throw oneself into danger, it's truly a strange mortal quirk. Unlike your kind, we Voidsent are quite risk-averse. For instance, we wouldn't think to challenge a stronger being. Except for him, perhaps. An odd fellow who loved fighting for its own sake. Talking about Kanyatso again. As a Voidsent. His name was Kanyatso, and there was nothing he feared in his domain. Employing deception, he trapped his foes and drowned them in a bottomless mire. It mattered not how strong they were, all fell before him. Yet despite his victories, he never felt truly satisfied, and through a chance meeting, he would learn the reason why. How I came into the service of Golbez, right? Then you should repel my attack. You're tougher than I expected. To whom do I speak? I'm Kanyatsu, and I bet you're the one they say is seeking out the strong. Well, if it's battle you want, then you need look no further. Unless you misunderstand, and do not desire fruitless battle. On the contrary, it would seem that it is you who seek out the strong. Why? When you're hungry, you devour. It doesn't matter who. Your luck ran out when you strolled into my domain. None would so risk himself simply because of an empty stomach. Nay, my friend, the source of your hunger lies elsewhere. None would so... Oh. Didn't clear that. What is this ether, so pure and sublime? There's so much of it. I'm ripe to burst, and yet... I still don't feel satisfied. Do you see? 'Tis not for ether that you thirst, but battle. You'll not quench this thirst with stagnant swamp water. Nay, not save that of a raging torrent will sate you. What do you mean? There is no joy to be had in ensnaring your quarry. For victory to have savor, you must place yourselves in the midst of danger. If you join me, I shall see to it you never want for dread foes to grant you satisfaction. What say you? Why do I feel as though I've remembered something important? Whoever you are, I would know more. And thus did he find a place to belong, upon the fine line that divides the devourer and the devoured. If he could do battle with just one worthy foe, he told himself, he could go to the rest forever satisfied. From that day forth, Kanyatsu tirelessly sought out those who might be able to best him, each time hoping for bliss, but knowing that, like as not, disappointment ultimately awaited. Sounds like somebody we know. A yearning so strong, nothing else matters. Do you have such a thing driving you to mortal? Looking back, it was extremely reckless of me to come to this world, but it has been worth every bit of danger and more. I can't wait to share my experiences with myself. I'll be on my way now. Thanks for coming to find me. Alright, now, one more, way over there. And I believe that will be how Void Sent Rubicante met Gulbez. So, be back once I'm there. And there's our wayward Hektai. What? I'm calling me, you say? I can appreciate my separation anxiety, but answer to no one. But I answer to no one, not even myself. I am my own master. I do what I like, when I like. I will rejoin the others at my own leisurely pace. Mortals, on the other hand, always seem to be busy at work. Short as your lives are, one would think you'd spend more time on leisure. You're truly strange creatures. Still burning strong, just like the start of the experiment. By the sisters, but tending the flame is mind-numbing work. Someone has to do it, I suppose, but I just wish it wasn't me. Tending the flame. It reminds me of a void scent I once knew. He watched over a beacon fire, seeing to it that it remained ever lit. Unlike that mortal, however, he did it of his own volition. Such an act served no practical purpose in our world. Yet, even if night and day existed, we void scent don't rely upon light. Yet, he persisted. Though perplexed by his curious ritual, I somehow found myself helping him with it. Rubicante was his name, and he went about his task dutifully. Others mocked him for his meaningless act. But it must have held some manner of meaning to him, and so when I chanced to find the beacon guttered out, I made certain to let him know. For time out of mind, this routine continued uninterrupted until that fateful day. I see flames dancing in the distance. Who should I find tending it but a mage of considerable might? With such power, surely you can do more than keep a beacon lit. My flames serve not to smite others, nor to sate my hunger. Then what purpose do they serve? I cannot say for certain, but to simply behold this flame somehow sets my heart at ease. I see. It would seem you lack the power to comprehend the feelings engraved upon your soul. But such a lack is readily rectified. This warmth, invigorating and comforting. Where have I felt it before? Of course, the sun. That which once shone its light upon creation. Though it would never set, did it fail... never did it fail to rise again. Although it would set, never did it fail to rise again. Read the words in the correct order. And like the sun, my flames must never die. So that is the way of it. Through your flames, you sought to recreate the sun's journey, to recreate the world as it was before. Who are you? Who could unearth memories buried in the deepest recesses of my heart? It matters not who I am, but what I seek to do. Join me, and together we shall banish the darkness and see that the sun rises again. According to the mysterious knight, the price to save the world was dear. The inhabitants of the neighboring reality must be sacrificed. To which Rubicante replied, I have sworn to use my power to save the world. If innocent souls must be consumed by my flames, then I shall bear responsibility for the sin. Thus did he choose his path of his own volition, and his spirit lives on in me as an undying flame. A world engulfed in darkness had become the norm for me, but since coming here and basking in the sun, I believe I've been reminded of all that we had lost. I understand Rubicante better now, understand why he was willing to sacrifice all to restore the world to the way it was. To him, it was worth the price. Well, I must say, it felt great to take a squirm down memory lane. With that, I shall now rejoin the others, of my own volition, of course. Of course. You found the last of the Void Scent. Time to head back to the Hall of the Radiant Host. And that should be all of them, I think. Alright. Well, let's see what the whole crew has to say. Alright, we're here. And it's all 8 of them, right? Or is it 9? It's 9. You did it. You found all of me. I trust I upheld my part of the bargain and told you about more mighty void scents. I learned about the paths of Kanyatsu and Rubicante. They'd already crossed paths with them. Though the tales may not help you in the battles ahead, I dare say they gave you something to think upon. As mortals, then void sent, then archfiends, these troubled souls fought with all their being, and now their fight is over. Now, I myself have only heard the tales from the others. If I'm to make their feelings my own, I need to become whole again, which I can now do, thanks to you. So all of them are accounted for? Then by all means, let's have them return to the way they were. Without further ado then, to me, myselves. Oh, a heck dice. At last, we're whole again. There's nothing we need fear. And that which each of us experienced since coming here is as if I had experienced it all for myself. I see it again, but this world is truly a fascinating place. I must see more of it. Yes, I must. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but now that it's whole, I can't help but feel that it's more of a danger. Yeah, with the undersea portal destroyed, there's no way to return it whence it came. Whatever should we do now? What's this I see? Oh, it's Voidsent. There's a few of them in that direction. More of my brethren made it over, it seems. Curious, though. This is much further than I can usually perceive. I can only assume my vision has improved. Could this be the accumulative effect of our experiences here? What? It can sense its kind from a vast distance. Amazing. Such an ability would make the task of tracking down invading Voidsent a breeze. If the creature would agree to assist us in this manner, I'm confident that I can convince my superiors to forge a pact with it. Oh, if it means I can remain in this world, then I gladly agree to that arrangement. I can't say how much I'm indebted to you, mortal. Working with this fellow here, I'll find a way to communicate with your kind and make myself useful. Thank you for everything. Alright, good deal. Alright. Anything else to say? I'll be on my best behavior until I forged a pact. It's nothing short of a dream come true to be in this world, and I'll do whatever is required to remain. Sure thing. And the scout? With regards to communication, as the creature appears to understand our words, I believe I shall begin by teaching it letters. With some effort, I'm confident we'll be conversing ere long. Alright. Let's figure out where it is that we are going. Okay, we're just heading over to Megaduta. Alright, no problem. Alright, the usual piles of people. Here we go. Varshan. Varshan's eyes light up when he sees you. Currying favor. Yummy. 'Tis good to see you. Have you any news from old Charlian? We've yet to hear from Ustella regarding her search for a means to return to the void. I must confess that her silence has left me feeling restless. Or am I alone in this? Estinian has such an excess of energy that he has been helping to train our soldiers with nary a grumble. As for Zero... how's she doing? Is something the matter? No. Ayame paid us a visit, so I was apprising her of recent developments, or the lack thereof. Are you heading somewhere? Aye, to replenish my ether. So she's hungry. She wants to go eat something. Would you like to come? Sure. A rare but most welcome invitation. Timely, too, I might add. I myself was thinking of venturing out in the city. It would be my pleasure to join you. You will accompany us, of course? Of course. Come then. I have an errand to run at the bazaar first. Alright. An errand to run at the bazaar first. No. Right. Shouldn't be too far away. Yeah, there we are. Varshan. Or Vitra. If we gauge the city's prosperity, there is no sure way to visit the bazaar and observe the people. This I learned from Ahewan and his predecessors. 0. I'm picking up some more spice. Meride told me to do so before my next visit. Mr. Zero has quite the tolerance, you see. The sisters know we Hanish are fond of spicy food, but I doubt any of us could keep up with her. With just the spices they normally have on hand, the Mayhem can't quite satisfy her, which is why I'm happy to provide what they need to achieve more rigorous flavors. Ah, she's, experimenting. Now then, variety being the spice of life, perhaps I'd like to choose something extra to blend with Mistress Zero's usual? It'll help keep things interesting. What do you say? Bye, Mimi. You can appreciate the nuances of this world's sustenance far better than I can, I expect. Because he has a fairly, I guess, a flat taste, I guess. He's trying to experience more. A colorful array of spices peer out from the hempen sacks. The lustrous crimson powder, the aromatic black corns, the little red husks, coarse yellow flakes. I could try and guess what these might be. This would be like black pepper, crimson powder, maybe. I don't know. Let's go with the crimson powder. Bright red in color, this powder is not just this hot just to look at. It likely induce a healthy sweat when consumed. Yeah, go for it. That's a fine choice, but don't take my word for it. Here, have a taste. Zero may wish to observe your reaction. It would be considered to sample the spice in her presence. Alright, Zero. You tentatively place some of the spice on your tongue. A veritable blaze engulfs your mouth. Your reaction speaks volumes. That will suffice, then. Always a pleasure, Mr. Zero, and do give Meride my regards. Alright. Let's head on in. Probably just like chili powder or something. Alright, Zero.
My usual, please. But with this spice.
Of course, Zero. It would be my pleasure. Well now, this is enough to make a whole kettle of your special curry.
I don't need that much.
Rest assured, it's easy enough to make a serving just for you. Or we could make the kettle and share it. There would be enough not only for your companions but other diners as well. I dare say everyone will be delighted.
Very well. A full kettle, then.
Excellent. We'll prepare it at once. And for your excellency and our esteemed adventurer, are you happy to try a bowl of Zero's curry? We can make yours milder if you prefer.
Grateful though I am for the offer, I cannot fully appreciate the flavor with this vessel. Another time, perhaps. Do not hold back on my account, my friend. Eat and enjoy.
Then I'll have His Excellency's helping. We're not gonna,
Understood. Please, make yourselves comfortable.
Not gonna back down. Let's go.
It gladdens me to see you taking to life in Radzathan, Zero. In the area of our cuisine, not least of all. Spicy dishes have long been favored in our sultry clime for their ability to whet the appetite and cool the body. Of course, spices also have the effect of preserving foods, which makes them highly coveted in foreign lands. All of this has given rise to a thriving spice industry, and the wealth it brings has allowed our nation to prosper while maintaining its neutrality.
So you trade your spices? Seems rather more complicated than trading in ether.
In the beginning, this land was no more than refuge for me. But now it is my home, and the people of Radzathan my beloved children. Together, we build this vibrant nation, and naught would please me more than to show it to my sister one day.
Vibrant. Rubicante said the same when he described this world. A reminder of all that has been stolen from us. What many who remember doubtless yearn to take back.
Our home is a lost cause. Our only choice to begin anew. In this world, where we may reclaim our mortality.
Nonetheless, it's wrong to damn another to save yourself. As I told Rubicante, as I found myself moved to speak. I still do not understand what made me feel this way, nor what compels you mortals to help one another. But I hope to someday.
We too hope that you will find the answers you seek.
Something going on?
What is going on?
What's happening?
Oh, they're handing it out?
Compliments of Mistress Zero, the Satrap's honored guest. We are serving a special curry for anyone who wishes to partake. But be warned, it is not for the faint of heart.
Oh, by all means, I'd welcome the challenge.
Sisters have mercy. The smell alone is...
It burns! It burns!
To better maintain the facade, The alchemists ensured that my vessel was capable of consuming food. However, I fear Zero's curry would test the limits of their design.
Apologies for the delay. Please relax and enjoy your meal.
Guess you got a taste for the
Relax.
spicy food
I don't have time for that. I've been waiting for this.
after having that boots.
Come. Let's replenish our ether.
Let's eat. Knocked out the entire place. I thought the spices we picked were perfect.
I trust you have eaten your fill. I shall have Marid prepare a meal for us to take to Estinian. I suspect he too is overdue a replenishment. By this hour, he will have retired to his chambers at Magaduta. Come, let us pay him a visit.
Alright, the spicy curry has left you slightly flushed, and yet your heart is racing. Whatever challenges await, you're ready to face them head on and with feeling. Alright then. We're heading back to Megaduta. Alright, so just a sec. Alright. Megaduta attendants. Welcome back. Master Estinian? Yes, he has returned to his chambers. I should be happy to escort you. We will proceed to Estinian's chambers.
Estinian, are you there? We've brought something for you.
Enter.
Squid masala from the Mehane. I thought you might enjoy it.
Mahane. Okay, we finally heard that word actually spoken.
Masala, eh? I prefer my squid dried. But I'm sure it won't disappoint. My thanks. Idle as I am in our sorceress's absence, I see. I can't offer much in the way of entertainment, but make yourselves comfortable.
Shall we disrobe as well?
No. We simply caught our friend unprepared. He will make himself presentable at once, I am sure.
I'm sure a sweaty, shirtless Estinian will appeal to some players.
At last. We've been looking for you.
There's Jistola and Eorzea.
My friends, Tell me, were you able to devise a way to return to the 13th?
I believe so. It required a visit to the moon, where I took the opportunity to enlist Eorzea's assistance.
Yes, because we can just, do that now.
Ishtola hath told me all. I should be glad to help you free Ashdaya and put an end to Golbez's dark plot.
Yeah, because Eorzea hasn't been a part of this whole thing yet. No.
If Rubicante spoke true, both Golbez and Ashdaya are on the moon of the 13th. Unlike here in the Source, however, we have no means of making the journey from the surface of the star itself. The technology simply does not exist. Therefore, I propose that we employ a gate to deliver us directly to our destination.
Is such a feat possible?
Right. Because there's no way to get to the moon that we are aware of from the surface of the 13th. Yes.
In theory, having once been a single hole, the Source and its reflections share striking similarities in geography. And according to a certain someone who unceremoniously whisked us away to the first, the same locations across the worlds are intrinsically bound. All of which is to say, were we to pass through a gate on the Source's moon, it should lead us to the moon of the 13th. Of course, there is the risk of Voidsent gaining entry to our world. Thus did I decide to seek Eorzea's counsel.
Both the Watcher and the Loporrits are aware of our proposed endeavor. While they are yet deliberating precautionary measures, they have pledged their full cooperation.
You've been busy. I presume you've also found a way to open this gate.
Be it in Radzat-Han or Sharlayan, scholars have long cast their gaze unto the endless dark of the void. And so, with harnish insights to augment our knowledge, we have indeed conceived of a promising plan to pierce the veil. A plan I am confident will succeed, precisely because the moon is our stage. The preparations will be extensive, and we will require vast quantities of ether. After all, our gate must be large enough to accommodate another great worm. My proposal entails delivering copious amounts of ether to the Tower of Babel in Garlemald. As you will recall, Fandaniel used the structure to destroy the Brand's imprisoning Zodiac.
Yeah, basically it's a giant beam cannon.
And we, in like manner, will use it to channel ether to the moon, and thereby open our gate.
I see. Then we shall need someone on the moon for the necessary rituals.
Just so, Your Excellency. I intend to head back anon for that very purpose, as well as to help devise our strategy to deal with invading Voidsent. Along with our lunar allies, we will once again require the assistance of your alchemists, Nidana not least of all. May I trouble you to serve as their escort?
Fine by me. The room was beginning to feel constraining.
For my part, I shall oversee the requisite tasks on the star. Might I prevail upon you for your assistance?
If all are in agreement, then let us set to work. We'll open our gate, and we will stop Golbez.
Back to the moon. Dark Throne. Meanwhile? No. No meanwhile. Maybe? Yeah, okay. Alright, Eorzea. Oh, actually, let's see what Zero has to say first. You have no shortage of allies at your disposal. It's taken a while to gather them, but yes. Barshan. I gotta thank you enough for your constant support. Alright, now Eorzea. Going ham. Alright. If one and all are ready, then let us set forth our preparations to complete. If I may, I beg a moment to exchange this vessel for its grown counterpart. It is in the keeping of the alchemists at the High Crucible. Of course, we shall accompany thee thither, and thence begin our journey. Alright, let's get out of here. And I think this is a good spot to go ahead and end this episode. So we'll figure out what these preparations are that Eorzea wants us to do when we come back next episode. Alright, so for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.